Okay, hello everybody. Back for another Terraria stream as usual. It is Saturday, it is noon, and we're gonna go ahead and jump in here. Nothing to really talk about before we get started. I do have some good news that I would like to share, but nothing pertinent to like important announcements about the stream, I guess you could say. Anyways, I did some. I guess I did do some off-stream stuff, so maybe I'll talk about that. I did talk about last week how I needed to do some off-stream stuff to prepare for the boss that we're on right now, the Hivemind. And I did do that stuff. What did I do? Can't quite remember. Oh, I got the new boots. That's right. I took a little bit of time to farm a bit of sharks for shark fins, because sharks for some reason are surprisingly rare. So it took me about 30 minutes to get a handful of shark fins, and I used those to craft some new boots for all the characters, for all my skins, I guess I could say. So now, instead of Frost Spark boots, we now have Terra Spark boots. These are even better than the Frost Spark boots. They still allow flight, super fast running, and extra mobility on ice. But they also, I think, increase my movement speed even further than they already increased it. And they give me the ability to walk on water, honey, and lava, and they also give me immunity to lava and immunity to fire blocks like Hellstone and Meteorite. There's a couple other ones like that in the game, so now we don't have to worry about those. Quite nice. I realized the description on the boots says that it only gives. Sorry if you couldn't see that because of my. Oh, you still can't see that. Let me move that over here. I realize the tool tip, or like the description of the boots says that it only gives 7 seconds of immunity to lava. Sorry, I'm still waking up here, turning my brain on. It says it only gives a few seconds of immunity to lava, but I found out for whatever reason I'm just immune to lava, even when I don't have the obsidian skin power on. So I'm not sure if that's a Calamity thing, or if Terraria updated the boots and just forgot to change the item description or what, but it is just true immunity to lava and not just 7 seconds of immunity, so that is pretty nice. And then I also upgraded a bug net to be a lava-proof bug net, and I crafted an accessory. We can start fishing in lava. We're not going to do that now because we don't really need to. But now we can fish in lava with this fishing hook. And probably before next week, I'm going to do some more off-stream fishing to get a bunch of fish. There's a couple potions that I would like to get. Yeah, we don't really need them right now, so I won't worry about it. But one of them is a return potion, which teleports you to the last location from which you teleported from. That sounds kind of confusing, but if you use like a magic mirror and I teleport home, if I use a return potion, it's going to send me back to where I used the magic mirror from. So, you know, if I use the magic mirror from down here, I get sent back home, and then if I use a return mirror or a return potion, it'll send me back over here. So I would like to get some fish so I can craft some return potions. I can craft the return potion power, so we can kind of just teleport from anywhere on the map at any given time. And then I would also like to craft an Inferno Potion, which sets nearby enemies on fire. And each of those require a certain amount of fish, so I need to fish those down here in the lava. So I'll do that at some point off stream. But yeah, here's the boots. Again, for whatever reason, they just give me permanent immunity to lava. But now we don't have to worry about that. And we can walk on lava as well, so now we can traverse the underworld a lot more easily. And if we, encounter lava in like a cave or something, we don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's really nice. Alright, that's kind of it, though. I didn't really do anything else off stream. I did craft some meteor ammo. Instead of musket balls, I crafted the meteor shot ammo. I crafted a unlimited pouch of ammo for that. But we're not using it yet, because, again, the Magna Cannon doesn't even consume ammo in the first place, so doesn't need it. And the fungicide actually consumes musket balls, so I'm just going to keep the musket balls for now. But if we switch back to like a Mega Shark, I say Mega Shark because the Mini Shark at this point is probably not what we need. But we can get a Mega Shark later, which shoots regular bullets. And there's plenty of other guns later on that shoot regular bullets. So we can use Meteor Shot then. It's not much different than the regular musket balls, except they do a slightly more amount of damage. And they also bounce off of walls. So if we're like underground, I guess, like we are with the Hivemind, we could use it to bounce off a bunch of walls and, get a bunch of ricochets going, but again, the fungicide's probably going to do just fine. Oh, I should probably, if we're going to go ahead and just do a bunch of boss attempts, I'm just going to go grab my potion powers really quick. Yeah, that's kind of it. I just, some crafting off screen to get the boots, and yeah, again, other than that, just did some light fishing, but I only caught 2 fish, so. Didn't really do all that much. Right, there's our potion powers. I am still debating whether or not I want to use my current magic weapons or if I want to trade out one of them for this like volcano launcher thingy. It might be better for the boss than the what is that called? Flare bolt? Might be better for the boss, maybe. I don't really know. I haven't done any attempts off stream, so it is. We're about to find out. Yeah, I don't really know what else there is to be done today besides boss attempts and just progressing through the checklist. If I remember correctly, we didn't have this. We didn't have any Hellstone items when we actually fought it last, so we should see a pretty good improvement in damage. We've got new arrows, we've got a new bow, we've got new, I guess we did have these. We had the meteor weapons. We didn't have any of these Hellstone magic weapons. Trying to see if we have any other gear that might be beneficial for us during the fight. I'm not sure there's much we can do to upgrade our gear right now. I think we kind of just have to go at it, try to work with what we got. Now, I can't exactly remember how it is to fight this guy, but I do remember the star cannon did some good work during this phase. So let's just do that. I'm thinking for the second phase, I do remember he like circles around us a lot, which is hard to, you know, it's hard to aim the guns like that. We can probably switch to our magic build at that point and use the, those like fire bats. I can't remember what they're called, but we can use that scepter, the fire bat scepter. So, yeah, like I said, there are some things I would like to share, some good news I would like to share, not necessarily related to the stream. So for a while, I have been talking about this job that I might get at my school district, and I believe last week, sometime last week, I can't remember if it was during Terraria or some other stream, but sometime last week I did say that I actually did get the job. They called me back and they asked me to start completing some paperwork to be hired. So I started doing that. I started going through the hiring process with all the paperwork and everything. And just yesterday I actually completed everything and spoke with my correspondent. So I will start working this coming Tuesday, actually. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Again, it is with a public school district. So I've only got a few days of work before summer starts. I'm trying to see what I can use this build here. Probably switch out this for this. Again, maybe stress pills could help. But we're probably not going to get adrenaline that often anyways. So yeah, I've got a few days of work before the summer starts. So I'm pretty excited about that. Everything went through smoothly. I did my fingerprint testing and my tuberculosis test. You know, all that job stuff you have to do before getting hired. The job seems fairly simple. Pretty sure I just have to pretty much help watch the kids after school. My job title is an after-school activity assistant. So, not really a supervisor. I'm not going to be, like, guarding over the kids and making sure, you know, like, fights don't break out. But I'm probably going to be, like, helping set up different events, if there's events for the program. Or maybe, you know, like, tables in the cafeteria so they can sit down and eat and do their work and all that stuff. Help take down equipment at the end of the day, probably. I didn't really get a good description of, like, everything that I'm going to be doing, but that is my job title. And I was told that I won't be there when the kids are not there. So I'm assuming I'm not going to be some kind of, like, teacher aide or anything like that during the school day, because I won't even be there. Yeah. Not a terribly intensive job, I don't think. But again, I haven't started yet, so maybe I'm speaking too soon. How are we supposed to keep all of our health? Keep losing our health really quickly. And there's not a lot of ways we can regenerate that quickly. We have all these powers, and we have Regeneration Band and Life Jelly. I don't know how we're losing health so quickly. Anyways, Um, yeah, I'm excited about that. I was just about to say something, I forgot. Oh, hours, I mean, I would like maybe a little bit more hours, you know, for a bigger paycheck, but hours aren't bad. I get about just over 20 hours a week, I believe. Trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, I think it's like 22 or 23 hours a week. So, you know, it's not quite a full-time schedule. It is a permanent position, but it's not a, you know, 40 hours a week type schedule. But I was told, once I'm there for a certain amount of time, I can start applying for other positions that might pay more, so I can start doing that at some point in the future. And yeah. I've said it before, but it shouldn't really interfere with stream all that much. It is going to change some stuff around because I do start my days at 2 o'clock, which is right in the middle of my stream schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So at least for those days, I'm going to have to move some stuff around, which I still haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that, but some stuff's going to change. And remember, we still have a schedule change coming anyways that I was planning. If you remember, we are switching to a lighter schedule in a couple of weeks. Doing 2.5-hour streams instead of 3.5-hour streams, and uploading a little bit less to YouTube. I guess for y'all watching on Twitch, it's really about the streaming schedule rather than the upload schedule. Yeah, I'll be streaming a bit shorter than I am now. And because of the new job, I'm probably going to have to... Well, no, I'm not probably going to have to. I am going to have to move around my start time. So instead of starting at noon, I'm either going to have to push it back into the morning or wait till the evening to stream. I think either one would work. I could just do one morning stream and one evening stream. I get off of work at 6 o'clock in the evening, my time. So that does give me enough time to start at like 7 and then end at 9:30. It's not too unreasonable. Or I could start earlier in the morning around... Try to think. I start work at 2, so I'd have to leave here probably like around 1:30. So I'd have to end stream around like 1 o'clock p.m. my time. So I would have to start stream around 10:30? 10:30. Which is a little early for me. Because, you know, I'd have to get up even earlier to get ready for the stream. I know y'all who work normal jobs and go to school probably don't think waking up at like 8 or 9 o'clock is that early. It's not really, but I'm just not used to it. But, you know, I just have to get used to it. So, you know, I could do one evening stream and one morning stream throughout the week, and then just keep the noon streams on the weekends. Probably talk more about it tomorrow because, like I said, I am going to start working this coming Tuesday, so I do have to implement any changes pretty much immediately. I'm thinking I could just try out each schedule and pick out which one I like. I'm leaning towards trying out the evening streams first, because that gives me more time to worry about, you know, getting ready for my job rather than streaming in the morning. It gives me a chance to try out some new environments, you know. It's going to be a bit darker. Maybe some more people can catch a stream, depending on your time zone or your work schedule. Yeah, I'll try out an evening schedule for this Tuesday and Thursday, and then next Tuesday and Thursday, we can do morning streams, which is going to be a bit early because streams are still going to be 3.5 hours. So I'm going to have to start them at, I believe, 9:30. So I can do that. And after that second week, I'll let y'all know what I decide. But it'll be summer by then, so whatever I do choose, I definitely have some time to adjust and get used to that schedule. So yeah, pretty excited about all that. So let me just kind of rapid fire bullet point notes about what I just said, because it's probably kind of confusing. At least I feel kind of confused. Trying to fight this boss at the same time, I feel like my thoughts are really scattered. So new job incoming. I start on Tuesday. My days run from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. So for Tuesday and Thursday streams, I'm going to have to change when I start the streams. For this week coming up, I'm going to try evening streams, so I'm going to start around 7 o'clock and go till 10:30 at night, my time. And then after that, I'm going to try out a morning schedule and start at 9:30 in the morning. Following that week, I should be moved into my new streaming schedule in terms of the length of streams at that point. So whichever one I decide, I'm going to start implementing shorter schedules for all my streams at that point. So you're going to see time change in the time that I start streams, and then in a couple of weeks you're going to see another change in the length of streams. So there you go. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but again, I just feel like my thoughts are kind of scattered right now, so just wanted to clear that up in case it was confusing. Today's still going to be till 3:30. Normal stream schedule today. What can I do against this phase here? I guess Dark Cannon is fine, but we are getting tossed around quite a bit here. We have to dodge like perfectly, or else we're just gonna die. And I think I remember the next phase being kind of tricky. I can't remember exactly what the Hivemind does, but I remember he spawns some like poison clouds and kind of stops circling me for a bit. We do have to make it to that point. It is hard to make it to that point. There's something about the way that it circles around us and charges at us that makes it really tough to dodge easily. I'm gonna have to change how I move around the arena, I think, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't tricky to do that while talking. Anyways, but yeah, new job incoming. So a lot of good stuff, I think, is coming in the future for me and the stream. I do have to wait until the next school year to actually start making money, because I won't be making money during the summer. But I could finally start investing some money into the stream, to different hardware, into different games, to different equipment, maybe some other stuff to improve, like the look of the stream and stuff like that. So look forward to that. Like I said, it is going to take some months to get that all up and running because of summer, but that will be something to look forward to in the future. I will start looking forward to stuff that I can buy for myself. One of the big things I've been wanting to buy is a 7-string guitar. I've talked about the music that I like to listen to and that I like to learn on guitar and bass. Oh, here we go. Third phase. And a lot of it does require at least 7 strings to play. So even though I can look at the sheet music and kind of learn the song just from looking at the sheet music, I can't really play it because I don't have a 7-string. So one of the big things I've been wanting for a while is a 7-string. So you'll probably see a 7-string go up there eventually, in like a year or something like that. It would be nice to buy some stuff for my family as well, because at this point they've been supporting me financially for a while now, so I think it would be nice to give back to them, at least a little bit. And I think the big thing, besides, you know, hobby stuff and you know, helping support my family, would be going back to school. I've been sitting on a debt that I have to pay back to my school before I can return to get my degree. So I can start paying that off now, and I could probably return pretty soon, actually. If I pay off my debt quickly, I could probably go back to school as soon as, like, January if I wanted to. But the only problem is I would have to stop working because I'm not sure I can just transfer school districts like that. And this job definitely conflicts with a school schedule, so I would definitely have to find some other kind of work to do while I'm at school, or just apply for a lot of financial aid from my government. So realistically, honestly, I'll probably just pay off my debt, you know, as soon as I can, and then wait until next September, 2026, to go back to school, so I can save up some money and, you know, actually work at that position at the school for a long time to get a more permanent position. I wouldn't be surprised if they let me pause my work for a while so I can go to school, and then I return, you know, to that position after I get my degrees. But I probably have to wait out my probation period to do that. Yeah, cool stuff to look forward to. If I go back to school, I'm gonna have to decide what I do with the stream, because my stream schedule also does conflict with a school schedule. So I'd have to move things around again, for sure. Either, you know, reducing my schedule, moving things around to a completely new schedule, or just pausing streaming for a while. But like I said, I'm most likely going to wait until next September to even go back to school, so that won't be for another, like, a year and a half or so. Alright. I'll call that episode 1, then we'll just keep going.